Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I wanted to shift gears a little bit and kind of put pause on the makeup content. That is what my channel is all about. But I also know the importance of skincare, and I wanted to share with you the skincare products that I've been using and kind of share with you my thoughts on this specific brand. It's the Prequel skincare brand that I've been using for quite some time. I started using the Prequel skincare about a year ago, almost exact a year from when I'm filming this video. I have repurchased quite a few products I've added to my collection, and I thought it'd be helpful to share with you my thoughts, my opinions, what I think is actually worth the spend and what is worth buying and trying, and how you can implement that into your current routine. So if that sounds good, then just continue watching. I think it would be helpful to start in the order that I would typically apply these products. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the cleanser. This is actually called the Gleanser plus SA, which the SA in this version is for salicylic acid. And you will tell the difference between this cleanser with salicylic acid versus the original by the color of the cap. So the salicylic one for the acne is in the blue cap, and then the original has a different color cap, and I believe that was white. I did start off with that one and I loved it, and I love this one equally as much. And I'm surprised that this actually does not dry my skin out using something with salicylic acid on a daily use. Every single morning I start my routine with this. I love both of the formulas, as I said before. So what I love about this is how effective it cleans the skin, but also the feeling that you have after you rinse your face. Because this has so much glycerin in it, it makes the skin feel hydrated, comfortable, never stripped, never feeling like you just took out all the natural essential oils from your skin. It's a plumpness, and you feel it going on when you apply this to your skin and lather it up. It doesn't foam up a lot. It does have a little bit of a jelly consistency, where I will show you some inserts as I'm talking here. It has a clear sort of jelly consistency, but it does get a little bit more foamy when you add some water to this, and it creates a beautiful lather where it actually cleans the skin without stripping. And what I love about the packaging is not just the colors and that silver look to it with the colored cap, but it's also the educational bits on the back that the brand has included to help the consumer know exactly what this is doing, what's it gonna do long term, what is not included ingredient wise, and what is. So on the back, it's listed fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, allergy tested, suitable for all skin types, safe for sensitive skin, safe for eczema-prone skin, dermatologist developed, dermatologist tested, and no eye irritation. And then you also get little diagrams, which is another thing to note on the back of these products. You will see a diagram, and it's going to say skincare technology. It's going to give you basically a bit of education on what that ingredient is doing and what the key components are. So like I said, this has glycerin in it. It's 50% glycerin. That's a lot. That is more than you probably will find in any other cleanser on the market. I have never used a cleanser with that much glycerin, and it's actually put on the product labeling on the website. It's out there for you to know the exact amount, which not a lot of brands do. And so what I like about this is that it has also that 1% salicylic acid. It's also got zinc in it, lots of great ingredients. It has never irritated my skin, and I don't use salicylic acid products on a regular basis just because I don't want to overstrip my skin. In the past, I've done that when I've had acne, and I do have acne-prone skin, but using those types of ingredients every single day, morning and night, was just too much for my skin. So noticing the difference in my skin when I scale back my routine, keep it more simple, my skin actually yields better results. Now, yes, I have a full face of makeup on. I'm actually not wearing foundation. I have a powder on and some product underneath, and I will show you towards the end of the video everything that I'm using. You've seen my skin if you've watched my videos without any makeup. I start every single video off just about with no makeup on, maybe just eyebrows, so you can see the color of my skin, the texture, the imperfections, you see it all. And also something to note, I do film in 4K as well, so you see everything. It's not like I can hide a blemish, discoloration, dryness, texture, patches, and it's very evident when I am filming. You will see that. So I love this so much. It's great to cleanse the skin. It helps with makeup removal as well. It doesn't take everything off makeup wise, so we'll get into another product that you can use for that, but this is one of those products that I will continue to repurchase and definitely recommend. Another cleanser is actually called the Gleanse, and this is actually a new product for the line. This is a cleansing oil, and so I bought this fairly after it launched, so I haven't used much of it. You don't really need a lot. When it comes to oil-based cleansers, you just need maybe 1-2 pumps max to dissolve all the makeup and take everything off. And this actually does a beautiful job at taking off every bit of makeup. It never leaves my skin feeling dry, stripped. It never irritates the eye area, which is very sensitive. It never bothers my eyes. I wear contacts every day, and this never has any issues. I sometimes will go over it twice if I'm wearing, like, let's say waterproof makeup, for example, like mascara. That needs a little bit of extra help and a little bit more massaging to work this in, but it will eventually get it off without having to put a lot of energy and effort into removing the makeup. And it's so important to go to bed every day without makeup on. So on the back, you will see again that diagram as I pointed out with the Gleanser. It tells you what's all included. This has different types of oil. So rice bran oil, Cica oil, for example. It's all in here. Again, it says hypoallergenic, fragrance-free, allergy tested, non-comedogenic, dermatologist developed, dermatologist tested, just like it says with the Gleanser. You will see that kind of repetitively posted on the packaging of each product and also on the website. And it says it has the skincare technology. It says modern surfactants, and it has basically 3 bullet points in this little square here that tells you exactly what's going on inside this formula. So it instantly emulsifies with water. So it starts off as an oil, and then once you add water, it creates like an emulsification. It almost kind of has like a milky white look to it when you add water to this oil. Glycerin and sorbitol derived for skin softening after feel. Rinse clean with no residue on the skin, and that is very true. Once this is removed from the skin with warm water, it does not leave your skin feeling oily. It does not make it feel like there's still stuff left on the skin. I like to use this at night to remove my makeup, and then I will follow with the Gleanser, either this version or the original. I did run out of the original, so now I'm exclusively using just this one morning and night. And this, again, it's a beautiful option to pair with this if you do wear makeup every day. Or even for someone who wears a lot of SPF, we should all be wearing SPF every single day. And this is great to dissolve all of that and get that skin clear and clean before you go to bed at night. So I do love this, and I will continue to use this. And as I said, I haven't used much of it because this is fairly new to my routine, but this is actually one of the better cleansing oils that I've used. I've used many from Sephora, from the drugstore, and I do like this one, and I prefer this formula over those other ones. So following a proper cleanse morning or night, I will then go in with the next Prequel product, and this is the Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray for face and body. I don't use this on the body, I just use it on the face. It's kind of one of those products that you can use before a toner or after or in place of a toner, which is what I do. I don't have a specific toner. I've been trying some milky toners, and I kind of feel somewhat on the fence. The one I tried, it's honestly breaking me out a little bit. So I feel like I need to back off of that and just go back to using this, because this helped kind of keep the skin from being irritated, red. It kind of brought down the redness and inflammation in the skin, which is what this is supposed to do. So again, it shows you on the back, gives you all the information that you need, very open and transparent as to how this works and what this is designed to do. So when you get this product, it's alcohol-free, hypoallergenic, safe for sensitive skin, safe for eczema-prone skin, and dermatologist developed. So this is a super oxidized solution formulated with pure, stabilized hypochlorous acid, electrolyzed water, and soothing mineral concentrate that purifies, calms, and alleviates reactive, sensitive, and/or compromised skin. So if you have blemishes, your skin is already compromised. If you have eczema, again, same thing, compromised skin barrier. If you have psoriasis, if you have a rash, if you have perioral dermatitis, or you just have a little bit more flushing, rosacea, or just have normal skin where you don't have any of those concerns, this helps sort of add a soothing element to the skin. You spray this on, it feels great. If you have a skin condition, it helps kind of calm that down. But this is great for just reducing the redness, getting rid of any sort of irritation in the skin. So I love this. I like the bottle. This is actually my second one. Has a nice, just kind of sturdy, substantial packaging. The sprayer, you may not be able to see it very well, but it just has like this ultra fine mist. There is a subtle kind of scent to this because of the hypochlorous acid. I would say the first thing that comes to mind, I don't want to say like chlorine, but kind of like pool water kind of scent. And not in a bad way, not in a way that it smells offensive or just bad, but if you kind of get those kind of notes when you spray this and get it home, whether you order it online or buy it through Target in person, just know that is a normal scent to get from the hypochlorous acid. So once I cleanse my skin in the morning or at night, I will pat my face dry and spray this in. And I like to let this kind of sit in and sink in and absorb before going into the next product, which are typically treatments or serums. At night, this is the serum that I've been using, and it's almost like a drink of water for the skin. This is the Quench Plumping Hydration Serum. This is also a fairly newer launch for the brand, and I'm almost halfway. It's a nice glass bottle. I like the color of it. Has a really nice, good quality pump to it. It comes out in a clear solution, even though the bottle is tinted, it's clear on the inside. It's a multi-level rehydrating serum formulated with dual weight polyglutamic acid, glycerin, osmolytes, and ectoin to provide excellent skin moisturization, improve the skin barrier, and support skin's natural moisturizing factors. This, as I said, is like a drink of water for your skin. You put this on and you immediately feel the hydration, the plumpness, and it makes your skin feel so wonderful. So I like to use this at night because at night, that's when I want to add extra layers so that throughout the night when my skin is doing its reparative process, I'm getting a lot of multi-benefits from all of the products that I'm using. And I feel like I wake up with skin that feels hydrated, comfortable, it has a glow to it. This makes your skin glow, not with any luminosity or shimmer particles. It's just the way it hydrates the skin. And I've also used this when I've used the retinaldehyde serum, which is kind of like a retinol type of product that's over the counter that is supposed to give us what we come to expect from, let's say, prescription tretinoin, for example, that helps kind of get rid of dead skin cells and reveal smoother, softer skin. But it does come with some side effects. It's great for treating acne. It's a product that you need a prescription for. I've used that in the past and it was wonderful, but I have not gone back that prescription route. So when I was using a topical over-the-counter retinaldehyde, I would put this on first, then my retinaldehyde serum, and I had no irritation, no change in a negative way to my skin. So this truly does work to hydrate the skin. So the final product in my daytime or nighttime routine involves a moisturizer. So I use one also from Prequel. This is the Urea Advanced Relief 10% Urea Moisturizing Milk. This is great for daytime, for nighttime. I use a full pump of this at night. I slather it all over my face after all of my steps are complete. Take it down the neck, chest, hands, arms. This could be used face and body. I use this just on my face and the décolleté. In the morning, I try to be as careful to get close to half a pump just because I want a little less hydration and moisture and layers on my skin because I do put on makeup. And too much of this, I feel like sometimes makes my skin look a little dewy, even if I put a matte foundation on top, because this has a lot of hydration, not to the point where it's suffocating or too much. If you have oily skin, I do have combination oily where I have an oily T-zone. So that's why I try to use the minimal amount in that area. And just a small amount, even half a pump or close to that, is sufficient to make my skin feel hydrated and comfortable. Never feeling like it's lacking moisture, never feeling like it's just too tight. It's just the right formulation. And I like how it helps to hydrate the skin and is clinically tested for 24 hours of moisture. Again, on the back, you have all the information that you need to read so that you know what's going on inside this bottle. So it's a restoring face and body lotion that reestablishes optimal levels of hydration. Formulated with 10% pure urea, this moisturizer nourishes skin to soothe extremely dry, rough, itchy, and flaky skin. Added shea butter, glycerin, and niacinamide smooth and tone for a healthy looking skin. So I love the addition of the shea butter. Again, it adds a lot of moisture to the skin. So does that glycerin. Glycerin, you'll find it in every single product in this line. And the niacinamide, I'm a fan of it because it helps even the tone, especially if I have discoloration or post-pigmentation marks from breakouts, from just anything, a little bit of melasma if it's summertime and I've been out without the SPF. That tends to come to the surface because of the sun exposure. I find that the niacinamide helps with that, kind of controlling, evening out the skin tone. And like I said, you've seen my skin without makeup. It's nowhere near perfect, and that's not the goal. My goal is to have a healthy skin barrier where it's going to be hydrated, plump, and for me to be able to age gracefully. Aging is part of life, and yes, 40 is around the corner for me, but I feel like my skin is better now because I know what I'm putting on my skin. I'm educated about ingredients, and that's something that I hope you take away from this video, is not just the information about these products, but just know what you're buying and what you're putting on your skin. Read the labels, do some research on it. And I feel like when you find a brand like Prequel that's very transparent about ingredients and what they're supposed to do, it makes it easy making the choice to integrate this in your routine. So that is my final step every morning and every night, and I just love. So those are the core products, and they do have other products. They have an SPF, they have a vitamin C serum that I have not tried yet. They also have some additional things that I want to kind of plug into this video as well because I have used them and I have quite a bit to say about each of these. First up is the hand wrap. This is a hand shielding lotion. As you can see, I've used quite a bit. I have just a little bit left here. I am someone who actually washes their hand pretty excessively, and it is part of having OCD. It ties into the type of OCD that I have, where I excessively wash my hands. It used to be a really bad issue for me in the past, where I actually had cracks, splits, my hands used to bleed. So now, thankfully, with just treatment, therapy, I've gotten so much better about washing my hands, and I have a lot to say about this product specifically. This one helps kind of keep the moisture in the skin. So when you put this on, it kind of creates almost like an invisible glove on your skin, where you feel like there's like a coating or a film on your hands. So when you wash your hands, you still feel that there's something protective on the hands. And for someone like me that I excessively wash my hands, and yes, I've gotten better about it, I still have very dry hands because washing a lot dries out the skin. Even on your body, your face, the more you wash it, the more it dries it out. So having something like this that kind of prevents the overstripping of the skin is super important, at least for me. So this is a water-resistant film former with lipids and lipid layer enhancers. So on the back, it's going to tell you it's fragrance-free, as all the products are, safe for sensitive skin, hypoallergenic, allergy tested, and I actually don't have irritation with this on my skin or at night because I put this on before bed, and I noticed that in the morning my hands feel nice and conditioned and hydrated. But over time of putting things on your hands and your body, eventually it gets on your pillowcase, on your sheets. It's gonna get somewhere on the hair, just like if you have hair product on your hair and you go to bed, it's gonna get on your pillowcase, get on your face, and those things can lead to breakouts, and I have not had any issues with that with this product. So I'm thankful for that. And so this, it says on the front, it helps prevent moisture loss even after hand washing. So this, you will feel it after you wash your hands, but it's not gonna stay on if you wash your hands, let's say 10 times in 5 minutes, for example, just to kind of throw some numbers out there. This is going to eventually wash away. So this is something that you want to reapply after every time you wash your hands or every couple hand washes to keep that film on your hands. So this is especially important for anyone who washes their hands excessively like myself. Anybody that works in healthcare that has to wash their hands or sanitize, you need something like this to help keep that moisture. Otherwise, you're just gonna wreck your skin. And take it from someone who has been there, where my hands have been cracked and bleeding to where I can't even function very well because it hurts so bad. This would have been a lifesaver back then. Had I had this, I would have been preaching day and night about how good this is, and I love this so much. A couple more products that you can use for specific purposes. They are the skin utility products. The first one is the Skin Utility Balm and the Skin Utility Gel. I actually bought these with my daughter in mind, who had a bout of eczema and a little bit on her eyelids, and she had a little bit of a patch of eczema on her body. So my kids have had eczema on and off when they were really little, and thankfully they've outgrown it, and very rarely do we have any sort of issues with that. But when my daughter had some irritations on her face, around her eyes, like upper eyelid area, this is what I was using on her. So let's start with that one. This is the Skin Utility Balm. It's an anti-purpose skin protectant with dimethicone, shea, cica, and a lipid complex. As you can see, it's been well loved. We've been squeezing this tube. You get quite a bit of product in this tube. So it has 5.25% of dimethicone is the active ingredient listed on the back. And then again, it says the whole thing about fragrance-free, non-greasy, allergy tested, suitable for all skin types. So what I like about this is that it actually helps with creating like a barrier between the rash, the irritation, the eczema, and then all of the external environmental factors that come into play. So going outside and playing, the skin rubbing with the clothes against it, or anything like that that could irritate the skin, or a rash, or any sort of eczema patch on the body. This is great to calm that down, hydrate it, kind of put a barrier over the top. So I actually purchased the Skin Utility Gel, which is a little bit of a different formulation. Again, both of these kind of do the very same thing, give you a little bit of added protection because of the more thicker, more rich consistencies of both of these. So this green tube I have not used as much. This has 20% glycerin, which is loaded with tons of hydration. I pulled up the Prequel skincare website on my phone to give you the claims of each of these products. So when you go on their website and you pull shop by product, you're gonna click on skin protectants. So let's go with the Utility Gel, which is the last one that I spoke about. This is a lightweight gel consistency. So let me click on it and read to you what it says on their website. An invisible skin protectant gel that moisturizes and protects while skin is recovering. Formulated with 20% glycerin and our bioactive soothing complex, this multi-purpose gel alleviates discomfort, irritation, dryness to reestablish a healthy skin barrier. Your skin barrier is #1 priority. you need to make sure that your skin barrier is intact and it's healthy and properly taken care of. So when you have an irritation, this is what you need. So the gel is going to be a little bit more of a, kind of think of the consistency of Neosporin. We've all used it. We probably all have it in our medicine cabinet somewhere. It's that kind of consistency. It's very thick and a little bit more emollient. So this is great for using for anyone. I use it on my kids. I use it on myself. As an adult, you make that choice if you have kids, whether or not you want to use this on them. I don't have any issues with it, and it worked great with my daughter's skin. And then the utility balm. So let me click on this one to tell you what it says. So it's a multi-purpose occlusive skin protectant balm that relieves dehydrated, sensitive, and compromised skin. Formulated with dimethicone, shea butter, cica, and our lipid complex, this rich balm locks in moisture while reinforcing a healthy skin barrier for long-lasting comfort. And it says fragrance-free, non-greasy. I think I told you about that already. So this is not heavy and not as tacky. It doesn't have a weird consistency. When you put this on, it blends right in. You will see a difference between this consistency. This looks a little bit more like a thick lotion, as you see there. And then the actual utility gel is a little bit different and also has a different applicator, a little bit more of a precise applicator. So there is that consistency. You will see that with the warmth of your body or your hands, it starts to kind of melt and dissolve this down a little bit. Again, it has a bit of a different texture and consistency. So when you take this out and you kind of spread this out, you will see the thickness of it. And this feels incredible. You can slather all this all over your face if you wanted to. You can use it as a moisturizer or in spot patches like I use on myself or my kids. And then this one here has a little bit more of a lightweight kind of feel. Both of these are wonderful. This gel, I feel like, does kind of sink in just a little bit quicker than the utility balm that has a little bit more richness and thickness. So I wanted to show you the comparison of those just in case you're kind of curious about either of these. And the last product is actually something that's made for your feet. And no, I will not be sharing what my feet look like or before and afters because that can gross people out. And honestly, no, I'm not going to do that, okay? So this is the Foot Rescue, the Advanced Restorative Treatment. So I pulled up the website so I can read the claims, but this has 15% urea, 5% salicylic acid, 2% malic acid, and petrolatum. So that gives it that thickness and that rich kind of Vaseline texture. So I do use this not as often as I thought I would, not as often as I want to, or maybe as I should. Now that we're coming into that warmer weather, sandal season, you want to think about that and kind of prep your skin. We don't want to forget the skin on our feet. It's just as important as the skin on our bodies and our faces. So this is going to be something that's helpful to get rid of any dead skin cells and get rid of the dryness, that cracked look on the heels if you have that, the roughness. If you, like I walk around barefoot in my entire house on hardwood floors, tile, carpet, and it does dry out my feet. I know it might be a little TMI, but this actually adds hydration, but it also gets rid of all the dead skin to reveal softer, smoother skin. So when I use this only at night. And here's what I do. I take some of this and I massage, and I do 1 foot at a time with my hands, take a big glob of this, massage it, and I put socks on. Go in and do the second foot, put socks on, and I wash my hands. I don't want to leave this on my hands. I don't want this touching any other part of my body because it does exfoliate dead skin, and I don't need that anywhere else on my body, just on my feet. And this is made for the feet only, so you don't want to get this anywhere else. Wash your hands when you're done, put your socks on, and go to bed. Watch a show, let this sink in for a couple hours. I do it at night so that throughout the night as I'm sleeping, this is working its magic. Over time, what that's going to do is soften the feet, get rid of the dryness. If you have cracked heels, you need to be more diligent about using this more consistently to help get the feet to look softer and smoother. And I do notice a difference, a big, big difference when I use this. So let me pull it up on the website, what this says. And since I use this only at night, that's the only time I use this. If I put this on during the daytime, you can. Again, you still want to put socks on. You still want to protect your skin on the rest of your body by washing your hands. And don't let that scare you. Just wash your hands when you're done. That's all you got to do. Wash your hands when you're done applying it. So here in the description, it says it's a concentrated foot ointment with 15% pure urea, salicylic acid, malic acid, petrolatum that exfoliates, softens, and hydrates dry, rough, cracked feet. It's allergy tested, fragrance free again as everything else in the line. And the benefits is supposed to help exfoliate the skin and seal in the moisture. So I do, like I said, notice a difference when I use this. I don't use this every single night. I probably use this maybe once, twice at the most during the week. And that is it. I don't do this on a consistent basis because I personally don't feel like I need it. Now, that's a total decision on your end if you want to use this every other night, twice a week, 3 times a week. Now that I've shared with you my thoughts on each product, I want to touch on the makeup because I know I'm doing a skincare based video about products and I'm sitting here with makeup on. It's not a full face, like full glam, but I wanted to touch on what I'm wearing because I'm not wearing foundation today. So what I did was I did my normal skin prep as I talked about previously with these products. I let that kind of sit in for a little bit and then I decided to do my makeup about an hour, maybe 2 after doing my routine with the skincare. So I started off first with the True Match Glotion from L'Oreal. This is in the shade medium. Applied that all over my face. For the eyes, I use my concealer, and that is the Estee Lauder Stay in Place Concealer. I apply this concealer, as you've probably seen in a lot of videos of mine, just right under the eyes, this outer corner. That is it. I don't have any other product on my face, no foundation. These are the 2 main products. I took this product and I dipped my brush in 1 time, tapped off the excess, dusted it off, and then just pressed right across my T-zone because that's where I produce oil. And since this has a little bit of glow, when I start to produce oil, it will look a little bit shinier in that area. So to prevent that and have a little bit of an insurance policy, I put this on very, very sparingly. And then the glow that you're seeing is not just from this, but also highlight. I did some cream bronzer, cream products like blush, highlights, of course some eye makeup, and that's pretty much it. I actually skipped foundation altogether, and this is what my skin looks like. I do have some blemishes. I do have some spots, some scars. I used to have bad cystic acne. I have some scarring, and like I said before, I film in 4K, and you're gonna see all of those things. With the light, sometimes it kind of diffuses it because these lights are so bright, but I'm not wearing a ton of makeup on. It's actually, I don't wanna say no makeup, but we're getting kind of close to that no makeup concept with just minimal things. Like I don't have foundation on. It's just a little bit of concealer right under the eyes because my under eyes look busted. And I had some dark circles and nobody wants to see that. So I covered it for you. You're welcome, okay? This concealer is great. I know this is not about makeup, this video, but I wanted to share that in case somebody was wondering. It's all going to be listed and linked for you down below. Thanks for being here, for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know your feedback. If you have questions, reach out to me. I love hearing from you guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. Take care, you guys, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.